you can measure the amount of matter in the universe at least two ways. One, what you see, that is giving off visible light or gamma rays or X-rays, so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what all the telescopes are for. And you add all those radiations up, and you get then know what is responsible for them. You get the energy in the universe. And the other way is to use the conservation of momentum. These galaxies attract one another.
Go stay outside.
And they're spinning, and they have a certain amount of angular momentum,
With the Cheetos.
and thus a certain amount of energy. And you add all that energy up, and you get a different answer. And the difference is the dark energy.
Mm-hmm.
So
when you're all done, you can come in and we'll
what's
but you need to stay out here until you're all done.
being hidden from us? Why don't we see all that energy? So that's one question. And that's dark matter.
You're gonna get messy. Oh, Stella, you're making
Then
me
there's
proud.
dark energy, and even if you use
Stella, you broke the door.
the big amount of energy, which you get from the attraction of the galaxies and their rotational energies and so forth,
Don't wipe your
you don't get enough energy,
all done, we'll wash it.
and
Go get your son holder.
so there's some source of energy missing.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what all the astronomy is for, and astrophysics. Everybody's looking for those.
As an academic pursuit, or is there actual practical benefit to finding these things?
Well, right now it's an academic pursuit, but it's like any other academic pursuit. If you find your goal, then you got an energy you didn't know about,
Mm-hmm.
and so there's likely some possibility of using that. And so the success may have may satisfy the goal of practical use, or along the way
Yeah.
you may discover things that have practical use.
Right.
Like right now, all of these handheld devices we have go back to our understanding of how of electromagnetic theory. That is, how electrical forces and magnetic forces act, and how they send out signals, and this is all since World War II
Mm-hmm.
that we have this information, and the world is entirely different now than it was because of all these items.
True.
So the more we know, the more we can expand that knowledge to do something useful with it. So that's one direction that physics is going.
Mm-hmm.
And the other direction is really in astronomy and astrophysics too, and that's to get more about the origin, know more about the origin of the universe,
Mm-hmm.
and to look for things which are suggested by others, like multiple universes. We really don't have any evidence for that.
Sure.
That's just speculation. It would be nice if there are other universes to find out something about them.
Mm-hmm.
And So these are big problems that we would like to solve, and they may or may not be solved, but that's where a lot of the research is going in physics.
Seems like I've seen a renewed push to get a space station on the moon, or even to put a space flight to Mars together.
There are organizations that are pushing that. There's a planetary organization that's pushing to do more about the planets and planets around the sun.
Mm.
Of course, they're finding many other planets around other objects now.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a while before those are useful to us. We can't even, well, we spend all our energies in space exploration, or too much of our energy in protecting the observer. And so if we really want to find out what's going on, we've got to do the exploration unmanned.
Yeah.
So I'm not convinced that manned exploration is useful at the moment.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Even fighting wars, it appears that manned aircraft are not the best way to do it.
No, it's true. We're
the
definitely
moment.
moving away from that.
Yeah, it's tough to protect man in space, and so much of your attention is directed at that there's little left to carry out the exploration.
You follow the Mars rover very closely, all the things that it's been doing?
Occasionally, I don't follow it
Yeah.
closely. And that's good. That's useful.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing how much that machine can do without being manned, or without having a human user, I guess.
Yeah, they're getting lots of information from it.
Mm-hmm. You ever get your telescope out anymore? And
No, I gave that telescope back to UCR for the astronomy classes there.
Mm-hmm.
They can use it more than I, and so I thought that was the most useful thing for it.
Had a couple close shaves a week or two ago with those asteroids.
Oh, over Russia.
Yeah, the one over the Russia, and then the one that missed us by 15 minutes, according to Neil Tyson DeGrasse. It's pretty close shave.
Well, that one I think we knew about and
Yes, that one.
tracked, and so we knew that was going to miss us. The other one we weren't expecting. That's the one we have to worry about.
Yeah.
If one can track them, one can determine whether they're going to strike the Earth or not.
What?
Even if you can determine that, what can you do about it?
Well, there are things one could do if permitted.
It's okay, Lucas. I'll fix
Change
it.
its trajectory,
Yeah.
and you change its trajectory one way just by shooting something at it.
Yeah.
Shoot a bomb at it.
Yeah.
Again?
Hard to get the approval of the public for something like that.
Who would have the authorization to do that?
Well, I think probably it would be up to the U.S. because we would be the one that would discover it likely,
Yeah.
and we're the ones with nuclear bombs. So we're the ones that, and we supposedly have missiles that can hit incoming missiles. So I think we're the only ones that could do something about it. Russians might, and I read that Israelis recently had an interceptor missile success. And you probably know more about that than I do.
I don't know much about that kind of their missile systems. I know Israel has a pretty advanced military, though, for such a small country. But I don't know about that specific test. Interesting stuff.
Yes, these unmanned spacecraft seem to me to have a high potential. Unfortunately, they take civilians with them as well as the enemy